What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back. We're live for Zone Sports. Finally, it's that time of the year. Summer's ended and sports is coming back. So I figured, why not wait till September? And why not we start when WrestleMania. SummerSlam season. So we'll be doing our Tonight show. Obviously we're doing it now. And we'll be doing tomorrow's show shortly after SummerSlam ends. So make sure you tuned in tomorrow night as well. And make sure you tuned in to the Friday Night Podcast. Subscribe over to that channel for the Friday Night Podcast channel. And as well as the Zone Talk Live channels and the rest of the channels. We upload content on. So, let's get what we came here for real quick. Because, boy, I need some sleep tonight. Excusez-moi. Now, before I do that, I'm forgetting one thing. What up, Josh? What up, Deep? How you guys going? Y'all give me 2 seconds. Damn it, I can't even open it up in this section because on this, when I use this, I can't. I'll just use the pop-up chat for now. I can't have the chat on the screen right now because I have to fix it. I got to go into the other thing. But it's just a bunch of stupidness that right now I should have did before I started the stream. Next show we'll do it. Tomorrow night I have the chat on. What was I going to say? Tonight's show. Wow, that's all I can say. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up for me, please, and thank you. I appreciate it. Did you guys watch NXT tonight? Because as happy as I am as a wrestling fan, I said, well, just like last year, just like most NXT events, we won't see this move over into the Sunday show. I'm not expecting to see what I seen tonight, the Sunday show. Excellent showcase for the NXT talent tonight. We're going to get into this. There were 5 matches tonight. I have nothing bad to say about the 5 matches outside, which we'll get to the end, will be at the end of the show. But let's get into the Velveteen Dream and EC3 matchup. Did you see this? Velveteen Dream came out. Yo, I marked out. He came out with the Biggie outfit. He had the crown on and the Coogee sweater, but in like a wrestling vest. I was like, come on. And they were in Brooklyn. I was like, man, Velveteen, he got it. He got it. He figured out what to do to get over. And he got it. What up, Scorp? And the guy's over. Did you see his pants? On his pants it said, "Call me up, Vince." I said, man, Velveteen is over. They don't even need to put the NXT belt on him because he's already over without having to make him a champion. This match he had with EC3 was sick. I went both ways because y'all know I'm an EC3 guy. I've watched EC3 grow when he came over to TNA to Impact Wrestling. EC3 was the man, and I instantly became a EC3 guy during his run in TNA. So I really didn't care who won. I like the both of these fellas here in the ring. Their ring game is both. Yeah, it was at Barclays, Tony. That match was phenomenal. EC3 can wrestle. Most guys with muscle like that can't wrestle. EC3 can wrestle. Good or heel, good or bad, whichever role he plays, EC3 is good at. In Velveteen Dream, I'll say it now, he's stolen a bit from Rick Rude, but I have to say he may be better than Rick Rude. He's got that charisma, man, and he got a better move set. He can do a whole lot. I mean, you know what they say? This guy can do it, man. He sells like he's been in wrestling for 20 years. You have to go see this match, Velveteen Dream and EC3. There was so much connection between those two during the match that you felt like they wrestled 10 or 20 times together. Velveteen Dream came out with the W, which deservingly so after he took that loss to Riccochet a couple months back to kind of put Ricochet over. Velveteen was in need for a win, but EC3 doesn't seem to be on like a winning streak neither. But I give that match. I'm gonna start giving matches. What do you think we should do on the match count? 10? Like, say we go 5 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, or should we just go by 5s? What up, Morph? I'm going to start with y'all. How should we do the match ratings? 5 stars or like 1 out of 10? You say do 10? All right, we'll do that 10. You said we'll see how many. You said you've been watching a new promotion out of Orlando. MVP is the commission. Swagger, I think, is the champion. That is the not MLW, but championship. What's it called? Freak! I just started watching it. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just started watching it the other day. I caught it on YouTube. Something championship wrestling or championship something wrestling. I can't remember, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So 1 out of 10, this Velveteen Dream and EC3 match. We'll see it put more thought into it because there's 10 instead of 5. Rating something out of 5 is easy instead of 10. But yeah, if I had to rate the EC3 and Velveteen Dream, I will give it a 7.5, maybe an 8 because it was good but not great. And 7.5 may make people think it wasn't that great or good, but it was good. So, but I don't want to make it over because it wasn't like a match where you'll remember 10 years down the line. It wasn't anything like that. That's why I'd give it a 7.5. Let's get on to the next match, the tag team title match, which actually started out the show. The Undisputed Era and Moustache Mountain, and boy, that popped off the show because them guys went at it. I tell you now, them UK guys could go. Tyler Bates, did you watch Tyler Bates tonight? Man, I was earlier in the match. I was going to give him like the show stealer of the match, and then Roddy went off. Roderick Strong. I was like, man, I don't know now. I was going to give Tyler the show stealer of that match, but Roddy went off too. That was a hell of a goddamn match, man. Tag team wrestling is in NXT. Sadly, it's not in Raw or SmackDown for the most part. But we seen some good tag team action tonight. I'm glad Undisputed Era won. I'm kind of the guy who's with those, heelish, clicky groups. Anything that kind of resembles, NWO, Bullet Club, like stuff like that, the show-offs and shit. I kind of gravitate towards those cliques. Especially when they're great wrestlers, which the Undisputed is. If many of you guys haven't followed Kyle O'Reilly and Roddy and the other one who replaced Roddy right now, Bobby Fish and Adam Cole, and like Ring of Honor and stuff and other places they've been at, then you missed some great matches in wrestling because those guys have been wrestling for the last 10 years or so and been putting on some dope matches. But great back and forth action between both teams. You say you feel bad for the NXT wrestlers, they get called up, not booked properly. Agreed. 1,000% on that, Scorp. But Undisputed went over in an excellent match, which for a tag team match in today's wrestling, I'm giving this an 8. A solid 8. And still the NXT Tag Team Champions is the Undisputed Era. And after the match, after they started celebrating, I'm used to calling them the Ring of Honor name. What's their goddamn NXT name? Something Warriors? Not Road Warriors, but something Warriors. War Warriors. War Warriors, whatever they're called now. They came and attacked them and messed and fucked them up basically at the end of the match. I think War Raiders would get over as a good face team, but a face team that don't give a fuck because they're big and tough. They don't give a fuck. They could be I think they're trying to turn them into like a new LOD, something like that, because they remind me of an LOD / demolition. But I'm interested to see where they go with Undisputed and the War. I want to keep calling them War Machine. That's what I'm used to calling them. They're called War Machine. They're called War Raiders. War Raiders now. Anyway, let's get into where we at here. Just give me a sec. I gotta check this. Why is that not popping up? Let's get into where we at. Then you said it's called Major League. Yeah, that's what I said. MLW and Loki's the champion. I was watching Loki versus who was the champion there? Frank. Can't remember his damn name. Who was Loki wrestling? I'm not familiar with the guy he was wrestling. That's why I can't really remember his name. And Loki won the title. Then you had the North American title match. And I'm telling y'all, if you didn't see this motherfucking match, you need to go back and go watch this motherfucking match. I may have to watch NXT TakeOver again before I say match of the night because I had a hard time picking match of the night. I really did. I thought the match, the tag team match started off with, I thought that was going to be hard to beat. And then out came Adam Cole and Ricochet. And then the title match, which I'll speak about later, was dope. Adam Cole and Ricochet match was sick. I don't know how Ricochet doesn't get tired doing all those flips in a match. He literally does about 40 flips per match. And the angles that this guy can do flips at. Did you see this Hurricanrana he did? He ran from inside the ring. Adam Cole was standing on top of not on top of the ring, but on top of he was standing on the ring, but on the outside of the ring, right? Outside of the ropes. Ricochet jumped over the ropes, put his legs up over Adam Cole's legs, and did the Hurricanrana off the goddamn ring. He just have this, he got this agility that you don't see from every wrestler. Then he did this one move. Yeah, Ricochet's in WWE now, killing it. Ricochet did this one move where he ran to the rope and went to do a backflip off the top rope. And as he was in midair doing the backflip, Adam Cole came out of nowhere and gave him the super kick. The way they choreographed it was so nice, you just had to go, goddamn, perfect timing. The match was awesome. No interference by Undisputed. And now it made sense. War Raiders attacked Undisputed, so Undisputed couldn't back up or interfere in Adam Cole's title defense. So Adam Cole and them was able to lose the Ricochet. Ricochet's now the NXT North American champion. You said title match wrestling is on now. You're waiting on a steel cage match between our. Is that on YouTube, Deep? Excuse me. Is that on YouTube? Let me know, because I actually go look for that now and watch that when I get off here. I don't know if they sold out the Barclays. I know that WWE's had a hard time recently selling tickets, period. You said it's on, what's it? Okay, let me look it up. Y'all give me 1 second. It is called not Major League Wrestling. You said title match wrestling. Give me 1 sec. That way I find it as soon as I get off of here. Title League Wrestling. Where's it at? Title League Wrestling. Because I'm getting so bored of WWE and stuff too, with Raw and SmackDown, I think I'm going to engage in more of the smaller companies, bro. How come it's not saying no? I can't. It's not being found. That's weird. If I make you mod for a second, can you put the link in the chat? That way I don't have to go searching for the shit. But where was I at here? Adam Cole and Ricochet. I'm looking for a rematch of Adam Cole and Ricochet. I hope they don't move on. Even though I do think they're going to put Adam Cole in the title match and with the NXT title sooner than later. And I didn't go with the Adam Cole comparisons to Shawn Michaels the whole time while he was in Ring of Honor. I honestly didn't. I thought it was a overjudgment I thought it was a little bit ridiculous just because he did the super kick. But what I watched with Adam Cole tonight, I said he does have a little bit of HBK in him. I can honestly agree with people who said that right now. As far as this match that I watched tonight, we'll see in the near future. But the match I watched tonight, he resembled a little bit of Shawn Michaels. And I tell you the difference, what I like about a lot of these guys that are coming over that they're stealing from the other companies is they've been wrestling so long, they're not rookies. They look better than majority of the guys on Raw and SmackDown in the ring. Their timing with each other is better. The way how they choreograph their shit's better. Now, you look at what's his name? A guy like Mojo Riley. Now, why did that pop up like that? That's weird. Give me 1 sec. I don't understand why it popped up on my screen. You know what I'm going to do? Exit out of there. Go in the dashboard over here. Then put it that way. Oh, it took me out of my goddamn live thing. Oh, well, I'll be all right. Just let me go back. Go to Creator Studio. Then go to my live thing over here. There we go. Okay, boom. There we go. But yeah, okay, there's Kiera Hogan. I like Kiera Hogan. She's in TNA. I like Ivelisse. Ivelisse nice, but let me get to this here. Maybe we'll chat about that real quick. Let me finish this off. Anyway, let me rate this match between Adam Cole and Ricochet. I'm giving it a 9. Adam Cole and Ricochet tonight was a 9 in my opinion. It's a match that you can actually remember if you watched it. It was that good. In fact, it was great. And right now, in my mind, it's still match of the night, but there is competitors of match of the night, which when I rewatch this show, my opinion may change. But right now, I'm going to stick to Adam Cole, baby, and Ricochet as the match of the night. Then we had the NXT Women's Title match, Shayna Bazler and Kari Sane. Another talent from Japan. And as you guys know, Shayna Bazler, another talent from MMA. Bazler is still green, but she's gotten a whole lot better in the last 2-3 months. She's still green. Kari Sane's well skilled. She's been wrestling for a while. Good back and forth match. What I liked about the match was the finish. I thought the finish of this match was pretty awesome. Bazler went to put her in the chokehold like she usually does for a finisher move, but instead this time Kari did the what's the damn move of that? You know, when you bounce, you put you lean back up, you roll up from the pin, right? From the chokehold, but she pinned Shayna because she put her legs up in the air, like basically like a handstand, but she was in a headlock. But with Shayna's shoulders being pinned to the mat and Kari using her weight being up over like that, she pinned her and stole the title, which I thought was pretty dope how they did it. And with Shayna not attacking her afterwards, Shayna's getting called up. I believe Shayna will be called up. Where? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to make... Because I'm thinking if Shayna gets called up, that means Ronda's winning. And maybe Shayna goes right after Ronda on Raw. That's a possibility. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think Shayna gets called up the Raw and right afterwards they're sicking her on Ronda. I think what WWE's trying to do, because I've seen them with Cain Velasquez, he's in NXT. I think they're secretly trying to turn their company into something sort of like MMA, because there's several MMA females now under the NXT banner, and they're starting to get some men too. I think they're trying to change their program into some sort of UFC type of thingy. But anyway, Shayna Baszler, Kari Sane was a good match. Not great. I'll give it a 6.5. I don't think it was anything great. I don't think it was good, but not great. It was the worst out of all 5 matches, but it wasn't bad. Because none of the matches were bad tonight, but nothing really stood out for me to say it was the best match out of the rest of them. There was a few things that Kari Sane did that impressed me during the match. I'm not impressed with her. What's that? The pirate character. I think they need to change that up. I'm not impressed with it. I think it's quirky, and I don't think it's going to work. If it works, then hey, they'll shut me up. But I don't think that shit's going to work for her. They'll have to find something new for the lady. Let's get into the final match of the night, though. The last man standing match for the NXT title match tonight. And you had Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. And this was a goddamn slugfest. As usual, they let Johnny and Tommaso go. They just let them do their thing. And they did their thing. Tommaso comes out with no music, which is perfect, and to get booed. I think they make Tommaso look like a champion. If you looked at Tommaso last year, Tommaso just looked like another regular indie guy. If you guys know what I'm talking, if you guys follow Tommaso, because at one point Tommaso was going between Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and NXT, because he was basically a free agent. They basically gave him the ball and let him run with it. Tommaso looks like a champ. Johnny Gargano looks like a champ. These guys are top dogs right now at NXT. They had a great match. I would give this one an 8.5. I thought it was really good. Tommaso, the way they ended this match was... Now, the way they ended the match was kind of... I think they could have came up with a better way to end the match. They basically... Johnny handcuffed Tommaso to the... like a fence, whatever it was, like up by the entrance. And he started giving Tommaso the boots, these kicks. And Tommaso would knock out. And the ref would start counting. Then Johnny would pick him up. They try to do it again. And then he did that thing like, oh, I'm going crazy, but I'm trying to control myself, right? Type of thing, right? And then the final kick, he tripped and missed and hit all the, like, you know, the pyro stuff that be over there, or all the like, equipment and stuff that's all over there, speakers and shit. And while doing so, he blew his knee and couldn't get up. So him and Tommaso's handcuffed and on the ground. But the way Tommaso's on the ground, on the stage, he's right there where if he moves off the stage, he can stand up. And Johnny's laying on the ground like, oh, my knee, my knee, my knee, my knee, right? And goddamn, the ref's counting, and when he gets to 9, Tommaso moves over, stands up off the stage, and the handcuffs and ends up winning the match where Johnny couldn't get up. So I just thought the way they did that, it could have been a little bit better, man. Because of a match that they had was so good, the way they ended it, I don't know. They could have booked it better. But they're looking to keep that feud going. And I guess add Aleister Black back. You said it was a good match. You'd give it a 7. Yeah, maybe I gave it a little bit too much too. But I'm going to stick with the 8. I'm going to catch up with you guys in the chat with your question, with your other stuff there in a second. Because I'm almost done this here. But a very good event overall. That title match was a good title match. It was a better title match than I've seen any of the WWE title matches in a while. Brock's matches have been pretty shitty. AJ's matches, they're not giving him a fair shot to allow AJ to give the best that he can. But tomorrow night, I'll be very interested to see watch out for the stuff on the top there. I'll be very interested to see if SummerSlam holds up to any of its goddamn weight. But I don't, because I'll tell you what I don't like is that SummerSlam card. I'm not impressed by it. But overall, this NXT event, 10, I'm gonna have to break this to 5 stars. This 10 shit be making me think too much. 5 stars easily. I'm gonna have to do 5 stars. 10 stars is too goddamn much because you gotta go 1, 2, 3. It's too much. 5 stars. So this pay-per-view tonight, I'm giving it a 4. No, 4.5 because it was solid. There's nothing to complain about to give it a 4. It was a 4.5. There was nothing in this pay-per-view to complain about besides maybe the ending of the championship match if you didn't like how it ended. And that's not a big thing. It wasn't a big thing. It didn't ruin the pay-per-view. So I'm giving this pay-per-view, event, because it's not a pay-per-view. I'm giving this NXT event a 4.5. It was solid all the way through. Now let me get to what you guys said in the chat real quick. He said he signed them almost years ago. You said they did sell out the Barclays Center? All right, cool. Well, good for them. You said the title match is on now? Let me see. Yeah, it is. The women's title match is on now. Ivelisse is one of the baddest women wrestlers in the game, but WWE won't sign her because she don't take no shit. From what I hear. Ivelisse is badass. You said that's the real Daivari in it. What, you mean in this? He's in this too now? I didn't. The Daivari be everywhere. Thanks for the mods. Hey, no problem, Deep. Eugene. And Scorp too. That's my nigga. Did you find it? Eugene is the champ. Man, I don't think Eugene should be the champ of any company. I just don't think Eugene was any good, period. He was okay. He felt a little... He was all right, but he's not a champ like that, man. I really don't think anything special about Eugene, but I guess if you got an upstart company and you need a name, I guess whatever, they'll make anybody a champ. You said, where's the title match from? Northwest, like Portland, Everett, British? I don't know. Bobby Roode shouldn't be feuding with that dude. I think they're wasting Bobby Roode, and I'll be honest. I think Bobby Roode right now is a perfect time for Bobby Roode to go back to Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling's back to growing. Things are moving up. They got good shit going for them. They got good people in the back. Don Callis, Chris Jericho. Hey, you guys know Chris Jericho has a lot more to do with Impact Wrestling than what people know. They went to Chris Jericho about a year ago and asked Chris Jericho about basically coming over. And he's basically told them his plan or whatever that he had to do. But he told them, go hire Don Callis, blah, blah, blah. Let Don Callis run things. And if you notice, since Don Callis has been running Impact Wrestling, the change. Do you see a lot of these indie stars getting ready to start coming to Impact? They got Pentagon Jr. They got John Morrison. And Chris Jericho's about to go there soon. They're getting ready. I think they might have already snuckily announced it, leaked it. But he's getting ready to show up in Impact. You know that's going to piss Vince off. But what people don't know, he told Vince the idea of what he wanted to do, and Vince shot it down. So he said, all right, at least I showed you the respect. I came to you first about it, but I'm still going to do what I got to do. The whole Japan shit and everything. The boat cruise event that he got going on. She'll get called up. You think they're going to start the 4-woman stable by Survival Series or WrestleMania? But here's the 4 horsewomen. Are they going to call up the other 2 women that are like? Are they ready? I can't remember the other 2 off the top of my head. The other 2 fighters. I'm not sure if they're ready yet in the ring. I haven't seen much from them. Maybe they're going to call them up by the time, like you said, maybe by Survivor Series, they may be ready. And they'll do like a team with Charlotte and them versus Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky and them versus and Bayley versus the other 4 UFC girls. Well, former MMA fighters. You can say whatever you want about Tommaso. He's a perfect heel. He plays it good. I agree. Really well. Most of the indie guys do because they learn it on the indies how to play a proper heel. Unlike in WWE, the problem with WWE being a heel is they're trying to sell you as a bad guy, which doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be trying to sell a bad guy. But I think that got lost in when Darth Vader took off as a cult, a fan cult. He has his own, like, they're Star Wars fans And then there's Darth Vader fans, people that love Darth Vader. And I think that love the bad guy thing started with Darth Vader, and Vince is kind of gravitated towards making bad guys, trying to sell them, not recognizing that never really worked in wrestling. We had an era where it worked with Stone Cold and NWO for a little bit, but it's dead now. Because if you want somebody to hate somebody, you have to give them a reason to hate somebody. You can't tell me to boo somebody, but their music's cool as fuck. They wear cool-ass wrestling gear. They got cool-ass wrestling lines. You get where I'm coming from? It's psychology. So when they come out against a good guy, people are cheering them on too. Because they go, too sweet, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? A bad guy shouldn't have these lines. A bad guy should be coming out saying, fuck you, screw you all, kiss my ass. Psychology. But they don't get that for some weird reason. He said, true, he just passed JBL as the longest WWE champion on SmackDown, which he should, because JBL should not have been the longest reigning SmackDown champion. Straight up. But yeah, y'all go over and check out that title match wrestling. He put in the link. I'm going to go check it out myself. There's 169 people over there. I'm going to go over there and say what up and watch the rest of this match. So I appreciate you fellas for coming. Because we ain't been over here live for a while. But we'll be over here a lot more because, again, SummerSlam will be here right after SummerSlam tomorrow. And football season's right around the corner, so we'll be over here fucking all the time for football season, as well as the other stuff that's going on. Just sports is dead to me in the summer, pretty much. So yeah, we're back over here, so make sure you keep your notifications on, hit that subscribe button, and make sure, like I told y'all, hit over to the Friday Night Podcast channel. Go over to the YouTube, search for the Friday Night Podcast, subscribe to that. To all you new listeners that may see this later, and we hope to see you again tomorrow night, right after SummerSlam. See you guys later. Shout out to Simply Deep. Shout out to Scorp. Shout out to Tony's. Shout out to Josh. Appreciate you guys for coming. I'll see you guys next time, folks. Peace, love, and zone out. Where is my thing? There it is.